Okay, so in the last class we discussed about the transfer function and how to get the impulse response. Okay, now today we will see what is the relationship between transfer function and difference equation. Okay, so how to get the time domain signal, or it may be the z transform. So by using difference equation, how to get the transfer function, or if we have a transfer function, how to get back the difference equation. So that we will see. Okay, so that is relationship between transfer function and difference equation. Okay, so now we know already, we have studied so the difference equation, how we can represent. So there is a output values and corresponding, which is equated to the input values, the equation form, the difference equation form, something like y of n minus 2 plus y of n minus 1 equal to x of n, right? So in the general form we know already how we can represent the difference equation, which is k equal to 0 to m, okay, ak into y of n minus k. Okay, so this will be equal to, so we can take this as n, and we'll take that side as m. Okay, so this one I'll take it as n, and this summation, so k equal to vary from 0 to m, so I'll take this as bk into x of n minus k. So this is the general form of the difference equation which we have seen. So now for this you take z transform both sides. Okay, so take z transform both sides. So what will happen if you take a z transform both sides? So the summation, it will be there as it is, k equal to 0 to n, so ak. So now we can represent this in terms of, by using time shifting property, what we can represent, z power minus k into y of z. Okay, so this we can write like this, and similarly in the right side you take the z transform for this, k equal to 0 to m, so bk into z power minus k into x of z. Okay, so now we can take y of z by x of z. So if we take the ratio, then we will get the transfer function. So now if we take the ratio of y of z divided by x of z, so this will be represented as the transfer function h of z. Okay, so thus this we can write it as summation k equal to 0 to, so n ak into z power minus k, so this divided by summation k equal to 0 to m dk into z power minus k. So this we can obtain, okay, we are, sorry, so this one, it is 0 to m, so I have taken the ratio beta. Okay, so this one, it is y of z, means this summation will come first, k equal to 0 to n ak into z power minus k, so this divided by summation k equal to 0 to m pk into the same thing which I have written, right? Sorry, so this is, so y of z by x of z, so this bk, so this is bk and this is m, and here it is n, and this is ak. Okay, so this ratio, so will give the y of z by x of z. Okay, so now we can observe here, so what happens, so this says the transfer function, so which is the these coefficients which is varying from 0 to m and 0 to n, these are the polynomials of z power minus 1. Okay, so these polynomials determines this whatever y of z and x of z. Okay, so now this z power minus k, whatever it is there, it is the polynomial for x of n minus k. So, and this is for y x of n minus k, and this is for y of n minus k. So now if you have the z transforms like this, so then we can get back the time domain signal, whatever impulse response time domain signal, by utilizing this equation. So if you have a difference equation like this, so then we can take the z transform, or if you have already the z transform, so then by taking inverse z transform we can obtain the time domain signal. Okay, so now we will do one problem. We will come to know how we can find out by using difference equation, how can we find out transfer function as well as the time domain impulse response signal. Or if the impulse response signal it is given, we can take z transform and we can obtain the difference equation, so in the form of difference equation. Okay, so now we can see one problem, so we can come to know how we can solve the difference equation and how to obtain the impulse response. So now for this, so take this difference equation, okay, which is described here, y of n minus 1 half into y of n minus 1, which is equal to 2 into x of n minus 1. So now the difference equation which is given like this. So now we have to find the impulse response of this system. So find the impulse response of this system described by the difference equation like this. Okay, so what you have to do, so first you need to take the z transform, then find out the transfer function. Okay, so then you can able to uh, find out the impulse response. Okay, so now take the z transform for this one. So if you take z transform, what you will get, you will get y of z. Okay, so minus half into z power minus 1 into y of z, which is equal to 2 into z power minus 1 into x of z. So now by using time shift property, whatever the coefficients which are there here, this time writing that coefficient. So here it is k varies only 1, so from 0 to 1, and here it is the only one value it is there. So now we have taken the z transform. Now take the ratio y of z by x of z. So now if you take the y of z common, you will be having 1 by 1 minus half z inverse. So which is equal to 2 z inverse into x of z. Okay. So now take the ratio y of z divided by x of z. So that will give your h of z. Okay. So this will give the transfer function. So h of z. So then what you will get in terms of the z polynomial. Okay, that is 2z inverse divided by 1 minus half into z inverse. So now we know how to obtain the time domain signal. Take inverse z transform, so we will get the time domain signal. So you take the signal in terms of the expressible form, so that you can get back the whatever the time domain signal of this transfer function that we know. So if it is n equal to 1 to infinity, so alpha power n, so what is the equation for this, what we can write for this? So this is alpha by 1 minus alpha, is it not? So alpha by 1 minus alpha we can write. So you know this formula, right? So you can use this formula and you can write it. So now z power minus 1 and whatever, so 1 minus half into z power minus 1. So now you have to express the alpha in terms of half into z power minus 1, so that we can able to express this. Okay, so now write this one, how we can write. So now taking inverse z transform, you will get h of n. So this will be 2 into, okay, so this you can express it as half power, so n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. Okay, so this we can expand that. So if you take half power n minus 1 from 1 to, so if you take the z transform of this, you will get summation n equal to 1 to infinity, so that is half into z inverse whole power n. So this is your alpha. Okay, so now that alpha you can write it as, so you can multiply and divide by half here, and you will get the expressible form. Okay, So what we can write, so is it okay, that is here half power minus 1, uh, we have to write half power minus 1 extra. So that, so this half power minus 1 into z inverse divided by 1 minus half into z inverse, so we will get this one. Okay, so for that again you have to, so plus half power 1, okay, plus half power 1 and half power minus 1 you have to multiply. So what you will get, so this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and you will get only, so 2 you will not get, so just you will get the half power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. Okay, so sorry, this 4 you will get. Here you can multiply and divide by half. Okay, so if you multiply and divide by half, that is uh, here multiply and divide by half, we will get this half z inverse by 1 minus half z inverse. You can write it as half power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1, and whatever 2 it will go up, so you will get 4. Okay, so this is the h of n you will get. So is it understood? Any doubt in this? So how to get the inverse z transform? So taking inverse z transform here, so you will get the, so the signal back here. Okay, so this is the answer. So then find out the next one. I will give the difference equation. Try to find out the time domain signal. So take this one difference equation and try to find out y of n minus y of n minus 1 plus y of n minus 2 plus x of n minus 1. So which is equal to 0. Can take this one and try to find out. Okay, so or else you can take this one, so equal to 0. Here you can take y of n equal to y of n minus 1 plus y of n minus 2 plus x of n minus 1. Take this one and try to do it. So find out the y of z by x of z. So what you will get? So that will be your h of z. So find out and try to tell the answer. Have you got the answer? Hello? Anybody got the answer? What is x of z by that is sorry, y of z by x of z, h of z? What you got? Did you get this one? Z power minus 1 by 1 minus z power minus 1 minus z power minus 2. So this one, the ratio. Okay, so we will get, so if you multiply by z square, you will get by z square minus z, so minus 1 you will get. Okay, so this is your h of z. So now take the roots of this one. So how you will take? So minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So substitute the values of b, a and c. So we will get the roots. Okay, so what are the z roots? Okay, so we will get 1 plus or minus root of 1 minus 4 into 1 to 1 divided by 2. So c is minus 1, you will get minus 1 here. Okay, so 1 plus or minus root 1 plus 4 divided by 2. This will give 1 plus or minus root 5 by 2. Now z value which will be 1 plus root 5 by 2, and so it is 1 minus root 5 by 2. So these are all the roots of this equation. Okay, so we can get the values in terms of the decimal places, and you can write it here. Okay, so this will give z by, so this we can write thus z plus 1 uh, z plus root 5 by 2, and one more thing z uh, plus 1 minus root 5 by 2. So find out the values of this one in terms of decimal. What is z1 and what is z2? So find out the value of root 5. What is the value of root 5? And what is the value of z1? You can tell. Can anybody tell? Hello?
Root 5 is 2.23.
So you just add plus 1 divided by 2, you do.
1.615.
Okay, 1.61. Another one?
Minus 0.615.
Okay. So that are the roots. So substitute that one and you will get the roots. So 1.61, it is 1, and another one is minus 0.62, right? Is it not?
615.
Okay. So is it plus 0.62 or minus 0.62?
Minus.
Okay. So then we will get, so z uh, minus 0.62 into z plus 1.6, right? So now these are the roots. So is it correct whatever you are telling roots? So are you getting plus 1.61 and minus 0.62? So if the root is okay, so then it is, here it is minus and here it is plus, because so when the root is minus, we will get z plus 0.62 and you will get z minus 1.61. Okay, so these are the roots. So we will get, so now you take the inverse z transform and you will get the h of n signal. Okay, so how to get it? So inverse z transform, so just multiply z inverse both numerator and denominator, so you will get the value. So you will get both numerator and denominator if you multiply by z power minus 2, and you will get z power minus 1 divided by, so 1 plus 0.62 into z inverse into 1 minus 1.61 into z inverse. Okay, so now we can by using partial fraction expansion method you can expand this and find out. Okay, so take this one, by partial fraction expansion method you can try to find out what is a and b. So a will be, so you will get 1 plus 0.62 z inverse into x of whatever h of z. Now here it is h of z, at z should be evaluated at minus 0.62, and similarly the b value, which is given by 1 minus 1.61 into z inverse into h of z. So this will be evaluated at z equal to, so 1.61. So what are the values a and b, you can find out and write the h of z, which is equal to whatever the value of a and whatever the value of b. So that is 1 plus 0.62 into z inverse. Okay, so this value 1 minus 1.61 z inverse. So what are the values of a and b, try to write. So this can be expressed after finding out the values of a and b. So what are the values of a and b, can you tell? Hello Shilpa, can you tell that one?
Sorry. 0, right?
What?
A is 0.
A is 0, is it 0? If you, because this will get cancel each other. Okay, so this will get cancel each other, and if you put the value of z equal to, so minus zero point 0.2, so we will get 1 plus something like that, and you will get some value right here. Check it once. Anybody got it? Any other value? Subramanya, can you tell what is the value you got?
Got
Deepika,
minus 0.278.
minus 0.7.
0.448.
0.44. Is it the same value a and b?
And 0.27.
This is 0.27
Sir.
and this is 0.44.
Sir.
Okay, so all of you got the same thing, just check it once. Okay, so I don't have values for this, so I'll take this as proper values, and so even you can evaluate. So just we will evaluate by confirming. So this will get cancel each other, and you will get z power minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1.61 z power minus 1. So this will be evaluated at z equal to 0.62, that is minus 0.62. If you put that, minus 0.62 inverse is divided by 1 minus 1.61 to uh, minus 0.62 inverse. So calculate, that is what is 1 over 0.62, and put the value here, and this is 1 over 0.62 into 1.61. So whatever the value we will get, so subtract from 1. Check it now. Is it becoming 0.27? Okay, so assuming this is 0.27, and we can obtain the h of n by taking inverse transform. So we will get minus 0.27 into, so since it is a left sided sequence, so we'll be having minus 0.62 power n into u of, so that is, it is minus value, uh, whatever the alpha in terms of alpha if you take, it is minus, and this one 0.44 into 1.61 power n into u of n. Okay, so now this is your h of n. So have you got this one? Anybody got any other answer? So is this a and b values are correct, then this is the h of n. So check it out and try to get the values. Okay, so now this is the h of n which we got for the difference equation described here. So now if you plot the poles here, so one is, it is at the right side and one is at the left side, and there will be a 0 at the z equal to 0. So if you plot the pole 0 plot, okay, so one is at z equal to minus 0.62 and another one is at z equal to 1.62, and there is a 0 here. So these are the poles and this is the 0, and ROC will be so greater than 1.62. Okay, so now this is about the impulse response of this the difference equation. So now take one more problem and try to do. So now in this problem we have the impulse response which is given. Okay, so the impulse response, it is given like this, that is minus 2 into minus half power n into u of n, okay, plus 3 by 4 power n into u of n. So now the impulse response is given like this. Now by using impulse response you have to find the difference equation. Okay, find the transfer function. Okay, find the transfer function and also the difference equation. Find the corresponding transfer function and difference equation. So the transfer function is given by taking a z transform for h of n. Okay, for this you will get h of z. So what is h of z? So this is, you will get 2 by 1 plus yeah, minus 2, right?
1 by 2 ready.
What 1 plus 1 by 2 into z inverse, right? Yeah, so now plus this one 1 over 1 minus 3 by 4
4 ready.
z inverse. So now this is your h of z. Okay, so now from this we have to find out what is the difference equation. How to find out difference equation? We have the equation h of z which we can represent it as y of z by x of z, right? So this we know. Okay, so now multiply this, means take the common factor, and that is LCM. So we will get 1 plus 1 by 2 into z inverse into 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse. Okay, so this you will get minus 2 times 1 minus 3 by 4 z inverse plus 1 into 1 plus half times z inverse. Now simplify this equation, that it will give this ratio y of z by x of z. Okay, so now simplify this one. So what you will get? So minus 2 plus 3 by 2 z inverse plus 1 plus half into z inverse. So this divided by, so whatever the remaining denominator, 1 plus half into z inverse, 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse. Now what you will get? Minus 1 plus, so 2 if you take common factor, so you will get 3 plus 1 4, 4 by 2 you will get 2. 2 into z inverse divided by 1 plus half into z inverse, this into 1 minus 3 by 4 into z inverse. Okay, so now this will give, so multiply these two again, so you will get 1 minus 2 z inverse divided by, so 1 plus half into z inverse minus 3 by 4 into z inverse minus 3 by 8 into z power minus 2. Okay, so now with this we can return as again 1 minus 2 into z inverse divided by, so 1, so now you take z inverse common factor, so what you will get? You will get it as minus half into, that is minus 1 by 4 into z inverse minus 3 by 8 into z power minus 2. So now we have this final simplified form, that is given by this transfer function ratio, that is 1 minus 2 z inverse divided by 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse minus 3 by 8 z power minus 2. So now multiply correspondingly. So in cross multiplication if you do, what you will get? You will get y of z into 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse minus 3 by 8 z power minus 2, which is equal to 1 minus 2 z inverse into x of z. So now we can multiply this y of z inside and x of z inside, so we will get corresponding the difference equation. By using time shift property you can write. So what you can write? You can write y of n for 1, so 1 into y of z is y of z. If you take z inverse, that is z inverse z transform, you will get y of n. And similarly here 1 by 4 into y of n minus 1, so minus 3 by 8 into y of n minus 2, so which is equal to x of n minus 2 into x of n minus 1. So now from the impulse response we have achieved the difference equation. So now how to obtain from the impulse response the transfer function and as well as the difference equation. Okay, so have you got it? Any doubt? Hello, anybody has any doubt in this? Understood? Okay, so now we will go for another concept, that is power series expansion method. Say for example, if this polynomials is tedious task, okay, if the ratio of polynomials, the z polynomials, if it is more than 2 or 3 like that, then it will be very tedious task to uh, find out the either difference equation or even the z transform and inverse z transform. So in that situation what we will do, so we preferably go for the one more method which is called as power series expansion method. Okay, power series expansion method. So now what is this power series expansion method? So this also we'll call it as Taylor's series. Okay, so whenever we have h of z in terms of the z polynomials ratios, that is numerator and denominator, so then it is very much tedious task to take z transform and also inverse z transform. So that's why we'll go for this power series expansion method. So now we know what is x of z. So in terms of the summation form, which is n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity x of n into z power minus n. Okay, so now this is the equation which we know. So now if we expand this one, so in terms of z power, okay, so what you will get, x of minus infinity into z power plus infinity plus x of uh, infinity minus 1, so that we can avoid, and we can write the expression as plus somewhere here plus x of minus 3 into z power 3 plus x of minus 2 into z power 2 plus x of minus 1 into z power 1 plus x of 0, okay, plus x of 1 into z power minus 1 plus x of 2 into z power minus 2 plus similar like this. We'll go on like this. Okay, so now each and every coefficient of this or each and every amplitude we can write in terms of the z power. So this will give your the complete x of z, right? So now this equation gives the coefficients, so we can directly find out the x of n, is it not? So what is x of n coefficients, we can directly find out by expressing this in terms of the expansion method. So otherwise what will happen if we have like the polynomial kind of thing, that is ratio kind of thing, so it is if you have more number of these roots, okay, so like this, then it is very difficult to express. So in such cases what will happen, so we multiply all these things, divide the numerator by denominator, express this complete function in terms of the z powers, that is series power expansion method, then we can able to find out what is the x of n. So that is the power of this method. So we can directly find out by using the z powers what is the time domain signal. So now we'll just simply we'll do one problem, so we will understand so how we can uh, find out the time domain signal, so by using this power series expansion. So for this, so take this problem, x of z is given by 1 over 1 plus half into z inverse. Say for example z is greater than half, that is ROC will be greater than half. So now find out the time domain signal. So now for this, how we can write this one. So now we have to see what is ROC. Since ROC is z is greater than half, so this will be right sided sequence. Okay, so since it is greater than half, so it should be right sided sequence. So now what we have to do, since it is right sided sequence, so for right sided sequence what the powers it will come, the powers it is in terms of z power minus 1, z power minus 2, like that. So in generally for right sided sequence, the z power it will be z power minus n. Okay, so now we need to express this x of z in terms of z power minus. Okay, so how we will do, so now first divide this numerator by this denominator, so that we can express the polynomial in terms of z power, that is negative of z power. So that we will do, so the division method, so that is take numerator and take for this one, so that is 1 plus half into z inverse. So now we have to get the negative powers of z. So how we will get, so first take one time of this one, so that 1 into 1 you will get 1, and 1 into plus half you will get plus half z inverse, and you subtract this one, so you will get 1 get cancel each other and you will get half z inverse. So now in order to express in terms of z power minus 1, what we have to do, so multiply this one again in terms of half z inverse. So if you multiply minus half z inverse with this value, so you will get, So minus half z inverse, because this minus half z inverse into 1, it will become minus half z inverse, and this value and this value if you multiply you will get minus 1 by 4 into z power minus 2. Okay, so once you do this one, so you will get so subtract here. So if you subtract this one, this one will get cancel each other, and you will get so plus 1 by 4 z inverse, that is 1 by 4 z power minus 2 remain as it is remain. Okay, so now again we divide that one by this one, so we have already 1 minus half z power minus 1. So now what is the factor we need to get in order to cancel this? So we have 1 by 4 z power minus 2. So if you multiply this one, sorry, plus, so if you multiply this one, this factor with this one, you will get 1 by 4 z power minus 2, so plus 1 by 8 z power minus 4. Okay, sorry, this is z power minus 1 now. So this will become z cube. So now this will get cancel each other, and you will go on getting the values in terms of the negative powers of z. So this is go on getting the values. So now how we can represent whatever the values which we obtain by dividing numerator and denominator. So this we can express this x of z. Okay, so now x of z we can express it as in terms of these values whatever when we divide numerator and denominator. So this will give 1 minus half z inverse plus 1 by 4 z power minus 3, sorry, z power minus 2. So similarly again next it will come minus 1 by 8 z power minus 3, like that. So now if you get go on like this, so you will get the x of z. So now this we can represent in terms of del function. So because it is in terms of z power minus 1, you can see here, so x of coefficient 0 1 2, it is there in terms of the z power. Okay, so now x of n we can write it as the first one, it is del of n, the one, if you take a inverse z transform of this x of z, you will get the first one del of n. So next one, so it is minus half into del of n minus 1 plus 1 by 4 into del of n minus 2 minus 1 by 8 into del of n minus 3. So now we can represent x of n by taking inverse z transform of this x of z like this. Okay, so now we easily obtain by using this power series expansion method, we have got this value. So now this we can also represent like this, because this is this del of n we can represent it as half power 0, and this one is minus half power 1 into del of n minus 1, and similarly this we can represent half power 2 into del of n minus 2, and 1 minus 1 by 8 we can represent half power 3 into del of n minus 3. So now the general form if you write, so then you will get x of n as, so which is equal to minus half power n into u of n. So if you go on putting the values of n, so you will get back the same expression x of n. So if you put a value of n equal to 0, it will become 1, so that we can represent in terms of del of n. And similarly if you put the value of n equal to 1, you will get minus half. If you put 2, it will give plus 1 by 4. If you put 3, you will get minus 1 by 8. So this is how we can represent. So if we directly take an z transform in terms of the known expression, the same thing we will write. So this is the proof we can write by power series expansion method also we can get that. Okay, so this is about the power series expansion method. So understood? Any doubt in this? How we can express? Hello? So any doubt? Anybody? So now take the same problem. Okay. So whatever the same problem which is given by the x of z equal to 1 by uh, 1 plus of z inverse, but here only change is you take z as less than 1 by 2. Okay, so take ROC less than 1 by 2 and try to find out the answer x of n. So tell me this in the next class, how we can arrive the solution. Okay, so now we'll stop here and we'll continue this power series expansion method in the next class. Okay, anyhow I have already taken at 2 5 itself attendance, so you can leave.